The Texas Department of Transportation Houston District would like to welcome you to this virtual public hearing with in-person option. This presentation will provide information on the proposed Farm-to-Market Road 149 project from the Grimes County line to FM 1791 in Montgomery County, Texas. Due to the proximity of the proposed project to the Sam Houston National Forest, this public hearing is required in accordance with Chapter 26 of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Code and Section 4F of the Department of Transportation Act of 1966. This is a pre-recorded presentation. My name is Logan Knowles, and I am part of the project team. I would like to thank you for participating in this public hearing. During the virtual presentation, you may pause the video and navigate forward or backward using your video player. If you experience technical difficulties with the online materials, please call Gabriel Adame at 713-802-5199. You may also request special accommodation assistance accessing public hearing information and materials and language interpretation needs other than English and Spanish. The methods for submitting a public comment on the project will be explained at the end of this presentation. This virtual public hearing is being held in conjunction with an in-person public hearing which will be held on Thursday, November 16, 2023 from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Lone Star Community Center located at 2500 Lone Star Parkway in Montgomery, Texas. The information presented in the virtual public hearing and the in-person public hearing is identical, and the opportunities to comment do not differ. The purpose of this public hearing is to engage with stakeholders and the adjacent communities regarding the proposed project and to receive feedback. It also offers an opportunity for the project team to address any questions or concerns from the public. The Texas Department of Transportation, TxDOT, commits to purposefully involve the public in planning and project implementation by providing for early, continuous, transparent, and effective access to information and decision-making processes. The FM 149 project is programmed to be federally funded. Due to the project receiving federal funds, TxDOT is required to assess the potential environmental effects of the proposed project. The process that is followed is called the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analysis of potential impacts to the natural and man-made environments and helps to inform the decision makers on whether or not to proceed with the project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration, or FHWA, that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility from the FHWA for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA projects. This review and approval process applies to this project. This public hearing is being held to present the FM 149 project and gather community input. You are encouraged to submit comments on the proposed project after reviewing the hearing materials and listening to this presentation. In this presentation, I will describe the proposed project, provide an overview of the environmental studies being performed, explain TxDOT's right-of-way process, walk through the next steps in the project development process, and outline the methods for submitting comments. TxDOT has provided multiple notification methods for this public hearing. The elected official letters were mailed and emailed on October 10, 2023. The notice and environmental technical reports were published on the TxDOT webpage on October 13, 2023. Notices in both English and Spanish were mailed to adjacent property owners on October 25, 2023. The notice was published in the Conroe Courier in English and Spanish on October 27th, November 3rd, and November 10th of 2023. Approximately 5,700 postcards were forwarded to mail routes in zip codes 77340, 77356, 77358, and 77873 that are adjacent to the project on October 30th, 2023. Project information flyers were distributed to local community facilities during the week of October 30th, 2023. TxDOT advertised the hearing on roadside changeable message signs beginning the week of October 30th, 2023. Materials such as maps, drawings, and other informational documents were posted on the TxDOT webpage on November 13, 2023, and advertised on TxDOT's social media beginning in early November. The proposed project limits extend from the Grimes County line to FM 1791 for a length of approximately 4.5 miles. The project is located in Montgomery County. Proposed improvements include widening the existing travel lanes from 10 feet wide to 12 feet wide and adding 5-foot wide shoulders along FM 149. The roadway would also be repaired and resurfaced. On September 27, 1948, the United States Forest Service granted a special use permit to TxDOT. This special use permit is a legal document that allows TxDOT authorization for a specific use of the specified land for an agreed upon amount of time. With the granted special use permit, the United States Forest Service allowed TxDOT to construct FM 149 through the Sam Houston National Forest. Coordination between the National Forests and Grasslands of Texas and TxDOT began in December 2022 to discuss who would be the lead federal agency for the NEPA clearance of the proposed improvements to FM 149. In May of 2023, TxDOT coordinated with the FHWA and the NFGT to lay out the procedure for the FHWA to issue the letter of consent to the NFGT for the conversion of the SUP to a DOT easement. To recognize TxDOT as the lead federal agency, and so this project could continue under a TxDOT CE, it was agreed to by the FHWA and NFGT that TxDOT would issue a notice of intent to the NFGT signifying their intent to have the FHWA issue a letter of consent to the NFGT for the conversion of the SUP to a DOT easement. The letter of intent was sent to the NFGT on October 18, 2023. Prior to the letter of intent being sent to the NFGT, a non-construction research CE for the sections of FM 149 within the SHNF boundaries were cleared on October 16, 2023. This NEPA clearance would give the FHWA the NEPA cleared project they required to issue the letter of consent for this conversion. Currently, TxDOT right-of-way is assembling the federal land transfer package for submittal to the FHWA, and coordination is ongoing between TxDOT and NFGT. The project is needed because the existing road surface is beginning to crack and deteriorate due to wear and age. Additionally, the existing 10-foot wide lanes and the lack of shoulders do not meet current design and safety standards for this type of roadway. The purpose of this project is to address aging infrastructure and to meet current design and safety standards. Now let's walk through the proposed improvements. This slide includes an illustration of the existing typical section of the roadway. A typical section is a cross-section of the road how it looks today. Within the project limits, the existing FM 149 roadway consists of two 10-foot wide travel lanes, one in each direction, 1 foot wide outside shoulders, and open drainage ditches. The existing right-of-way is variable and is approximately 80 to 126 feet wide. There are no sidewalks or bicycle accommodations within the existing project area. The proposed project would widen the existing travel lanes to 12 feet wide and provide 5-foot wide shoulders on both sides of the roadway. No proposed right-of-way would be required. The drainage analysis showed a need to widen and deepen the existing roadside ditches to accommodate the additional sheet flow from the widened roadway, which would result in the proposed removal of trees. The improvements to the cross culverts due to the required traffic controls and the roadway widening would also require the removal of trees. Approximately 6 acres of trees would be removed from sections of existing right-of-way. Tree removal efforts would be coordinated with the United States Forest Service. The tree removal areas and acreage of trees to be removed from each area are shown on the next few slides and are available for viewing on the schematics. Here is a screenshot of the legend on the schematics that you can find on the website. The legend is included on each page of the schematics so you can reference it as you review them. The screenshot shows the colors that fill the proposed design. These colors identify the limits and major aspects of the project. Let's walk through them. The existing right-of-way is shown as a red dashed line. The existing pavement is shown in blue shading, and proposed widening is shown in gray shading. Proposed tree removal areas are shown in green crosshatch. Here's a detailed look at a portion of the schematic or design drawing of the project. This slide shows FM 149 at the Grimes County line. A full version of the project schematic can be downloaded from the project website and will be available for viewing at the in-person public hearing. The project team is evaluating the potential environmental impacts that could occur as a result of constructing the proposed project. Areas that are under review include archaeological resources, biological resources, hazardous materials, land use and parkland, non-archaeological historic resources, and water resources. The project would be designed to avoid or minimize impacts to the greatest amount practicable. Technical reports documenting the analysis and conclusion of these studies are available on the TxDOT webpage, but let's walk through the findings. An archaeological background study and survey was completed for the proposed project. The purpose of a background study is to identify risks for archaeological properties within the vicinity of the project. In addition, the background study considers whether any cemeteries may extend into the project. The study and survey found the area unlikely to contain intact deposits that would contain archaeological resources. Therefore, no impacts are anticipated and no further archaeological investigations are warranted prior to construction activities. Investigations for biological resources were conducted within the project corridor. Biological resources studies include evaluating potential impacts to vegetation, wildlife habitat, and threatened and endangered species. The project area contains habitat for federally listed species and is within range of and within suitable habitat for state-listed species and species of greatest conservation need. The project falls within Management Area MA2 for endangered red caulcated woodpecker emphasis zones. Based on the current project design, approximately 6.1 acres of tree clearing within the existing right-of-way would be required during construction. Therefore, TxDOT conducted a basal area survey of the proposed project. The basal area gives us an overall picture of how much of an area is covered in trees, typically measured in square feet per acre. This measurement is an important tool for wildlife managers as it provides the tree diameters and tree density of a forested area. Determining the basal area helps us make decisions when managing forests for wildlife that may have specific habitat requirements. The removal of approximately 6 acres of trees along the edge of FM 149 would not impact any known or surveyed nesting clusters of the red caulcated woodpecker. Additionally, the results of the basal area survey concluded that the appropriate density of trees would remain to support the breeding and foraging needs of the species. Bald eagles are also known to nest in the area. A survey for bald eagles and their nests will be conducted prior to construction. A presence-absence survey conducted on December 8, 2022, found no bald eagle nests in any of the trees anticipated to be removed as a result of this project. The project is not likely to adversely affect or impact the listed species or their habitats. Consultation with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is being conducted via the programmatic agreement between TxDOT and the United States Fish and Wildlife Service. A hazardous materials initial site assessment was completed to determine the potential for encountering hazardous substances and/or contamination within the vicinity of the proposed project. There are several buried pipelines that intersect the project area. Identification and relocations of pipelines as needed would be addressed during the utility relocation phase of the project in accordance with the established procedures. The proposed FM 149 project area is located adjacent to large parcels of undeveloped piney woods forest and includes some residential areas. A portion of the project is located within the Sam Houston National Forest. The Sam Houston National Forest is classified as a publicly owned recreation area and is therefore protected under Section 4F of the Department of Transportation Act of 1966 and under Chapter 26 of the Texas Park and Wildlife Code. Under these regulations, TxDOT must coordinate with the official with jurisdiction, which in this case is the U.S. Forest Service, to determine if the proposed project would adversely affect the activities, features, or attributes qualifying the recreation area for protection under Section 4F. Approximately 6 acres of trees would need to be removed within TxDOT's existing special use permit area to accommodate the proposed improvements along FM 149. The 6 acres of trees needing removal occur in slivers adjacent to the existing FM 149 corridor, as shown on the next slide. Since effects to the resource are anticipated to be minimal, this project would constitute a de minimis use of the property under Section 4F. A Section 4F de minimis finding means that the proposed project would not adversely affect the activities, features, or attributes that qualify the recreation area for protection under Section 4F. TxDOT will consider comments received during the public comment period before making a final Section 4F de minimis determination. This image illustrates a portion of FM 149 near FM 1791. The green shaded polygons represent areas of required tree clearing within the existing special use permit area. Trees would be removed approximately 27 feet from the existing tree line, accounting for a total of approximately 6.1 acres. The work would be limited to the areas adjacent to the existing FM 149 facility and remain within the special use permit area granted to TxDOT. No historic age resources constructed prior to 1978 were identified in the study area. No districts or properties are recommended eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places as a result of historic resources surveys. 8 streams and 1 potential wetland were identified within the project corridor. The proposed project work is anticipated to be covered under a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Nationwide Permit 14 with pre-construction notification. The proposed project is federally funded as a maintenance-type project to improve the existing roadway. The proposed improvements are exempt from conformity, and the project is considered not regionally significant by the Houston-Galveston Area Council, HGAC. Therefore, this project is not listed in HGAC's 2045 Regional Transportation Plan, RTP, and the 2023 through 2026 State Transportation Improvement Plan, STIP. The approximate cost of proposed improvements is $10.3 million. No additional right-of-way would be required for the proposed project. No potential impacts to residential or commercial properties are anticipated. The FM 149 roadway is currently under a special use permit granted to TxDOT from the U.S. Forest Service. TxDOT is currently working to convert the special use permit to a Department of Transportation easement prior to construction. This public hearing is being held to present the proposed project, including the proposed design and the associated environmental technical reports, and to gather public and stakeholder input. After the comment period closes, the project team will review the comments received, make appropriate design modifications, and prepare the public hearing documentation. The public hearing documentation will be posted to the project webpage when prepared. The next steps include refining the design based on comments received from the public and updating the environmental documentation with those design changes. TxDOT is currently working to execute a Department of Transportation (DOT) easement with the SHNF. After the easement is executed, construction is tentatively scheduled to begin in the summer of 2025. This schedule is approximate and subject to change. The project website contains all materials presented in this public hearing, including this presentation in both English and Spanish, the proposed schematic, exhibit boards, environmental technical reports, a project fact sheet, and a comment card in both English and Spanish. The schematic design provides a more in-depth look at details for the proposed project and is available for viewing at the public hearing. The proposed schematic design files are large and may require more time to download than the other project materials. TxDOT encourages you to review the materials posted on the project website and to provide verbal or written comments. You may submit comments in the following ways. By phone, call the project phone line at 936-228-9859 to leave verbal testimony. On a comment card, download the comment card from the project webpage, www.texdot.gov/projects/hearings-meetings.html. At the in-person hearing, fill out the comment card at the public hearing and drop in the comment box. By email, email the comment form to HOU-PIO webmail@texdot.gov. Mail the comment card to TxDOT Houston District, attention Advanced Project Development Director, P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386. Comments must be received or postmarked by Friday, December 8, 2023, to be included in the public hearing documentation. Responses to verbal and written comments received during the comment period will be included in the public hearing documentation that will be posted on the project webpage when complete. Lastly, don't hesitate to contact us with any questions at any time during project development. Please feel free to contact the TxDOT Environmental Project Manager at the Houston District Office at 713-802-5267 or the TxDOT Design Engineer Project Manager at 936-538-3303 with any questions or comments. Follow us on Twitter for ongoing road closures and construction updates on the Houston District Twitter page. You can also keep up with TxDOT News on our Facebook page. Questions and comments can be submitted at any time during the project development process, but comments will only be included as part of the official public hearing documentation if received during the comment period. Thank you for your participation and interest in this project. Please submit comments by Friday, December 8, 2023. This concludes our hearing presentation for the FM 149 project. November 7, 2000 was the last deathless day on roadways in Texas. That means for 23 years, at least one person has died every single day. We all have a part to play to change that. This message is that reminder. To end the streak of deaths on Texas highways, we need drivers and passengers to act more responsibly and help us reach our goal of 0 deaths by 2050. Texans can play a major role in ending fatal crashes with a few simple driving habits. Wear seatbelts, drive the speed limit, put away the phone and other distractions, and never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So please do your part and share this message with your friends and family.